Hi there everyone, Angshus here. I just thought I'd do a response to an interesting little video I watched titled, This is Why Nothing Excites You Anymore by Better Mind. Now I found this quite interesting, a nice little short video, and it got me thinking a lot because I'm experiencing a period of my life that I haven't really gone through potentially in 30 years, in the sense that, well, basically I've got another 3 months to go before I get my license back due to a disqualification, as mentioned in prior videos, based on demerit points when I was doing huge Ks and double hours almost, in the economic crisis. Now, this has obviously had a big impact on my life, but there's no boo-hoo. I mean, we hold ourselves accountable. You just can't literally point at the world and go, life's not fair, rah, rah. At the end of the day, regardless of what outside forces I couldn't control happened, the buck still stops for me. If I lose my license, I lose my license, and you then go on to plan B, meaning, what am I going to do now? Now, there's a whole lot outside of that which I could go into, but I'm not going to because, well, mostly time-wise and also with an OCD brain, I could do segue and lose track. But I would like to go further and say that in the midst of losing my license, it obviously impacted me massively financially. But I also, at the same time, should be very gracious because I was able to get a rental through a very important close connection that I'm eternally grateful to. But on top of that, I've also remained as productive as I possibly can. Now, obviously, I'm heavily limited. The moment I can't get in my ute and drive somewhere and work any form of many businesses, and when I say many businesses, many different legal hustles, it is incredibly limiting. Because I obviously have worked in deliveries, removals of rubbish, scrap. I used to be like the guy that would do anything with a trailer and a ute that was legal. Now, so what's happened now is I've then gone into, well, if I can get a subby that I know or I can rely on, then great. But that's pretty bloody hard. And so, more so, what am I doing? I'm doing what I can control within my own ability. I can't control outside forces. I mean, obviously, there's outside forces that I can't control. Now, obviously, there has been some element of feeling bored or flat, even in the midst of being very productive. Like, for instance, when I say very productive, how? Well, I'll with a couple of boys that I'm associated with, I can sort and salvage what comes back to where I'm living, and I can sell online where I can. It's a very different market than it was going back a couple of years ago. I have noticed a massive impact in the second-hand market trade. But yes, I can, basically salvage and sell online. I obviously post like there's no tomorrow on YouTube, trying to get a channel off the ground. I'm going to be venturing more into voluntary work with doing training in gambling. I'm going to be doing talks after being trained prior in gambling harm. But yeah, I mean, I guess my biggest challenge is that there's stuff in the pipeline, but I need things to happen faster. One other topic I'd like to also speak on or touch on, and this is all tied into why nothing excites me anymore. The guy sort of did touch on the fact that the brain needs to adapt and can adapt. Now, obviously, every day is different, and I've said to many a friend that, you know, it's amazing what difference 8 hours of sleep can make, and the whole concept of tomorrow's another day. And we don't know that tomorrow's necessarily going to be a better day, but we can hope that tomorrow's going to be a better day. Any professional will, like in a counselling role, whether it be psychologist, psychiatrist, counsellor, will always say that you can hope that tomorrow will be a better day. But the last thing I'd like to finish on is the fact that I've actually lost, like I've obviously gotten rid of 95% of prior addictions, as in, you know, years ago, toxic addiction, got out of that, hence role in now trying to give back to the community. But one final thing I'd like to touch on is the fact that I've lost my craving for even things like, you know, you give up alcohol, you give up all the hardcore stuff back in the day, you give up cigarettes years ago, you give up gambling, you give up all that toxic stuff, and then you sort of normally venture into, okay, now I'm going to be about, you know, more YouTube, more anything I can do towards helping the community as they've helped me. But I all of a sudden lost my craving completely for like sweets, chocolates and coffee, and you can only reach for nicotine spray so often. So now I'm sort of trying to adapt to the fact that, yeah, I've looked it up online, and, you know, there's lots of different outside forces that can affect why you're no longer craving normal, acceptable things. But yeah, right now I literally just don't feel like cake. I don't feel like chocolate, and it's pretty challenging. But I think what'll happen is over time, again, you know, I think a lot of it's routine based, life based. The fact that I'm probably not burning the calories that I was, etc., etc. But yeah, I mean, I'll touch base on this further. But yeah, I did want to respond to this video because I'm somewhat experiencing what they were talking about, being the people from Better Mind. And like I say, the video on why nothing excites some of us anymore. I'm Anxious the OCD guy. Please subscribe, please like, please share. All is much appreciated. Have a great night.